Capoeira information on the internet. I know I'm going to sound old talking about this subject, but here goes anyways. This generation has more access to information than any other generation before it. And this also applies to capoeiristas. I remember when I started capoeira, I had to rely on the immediate opinion of others to whether I was doing something right or wrong. Video equipment was still big and expensive, something out of my reach at the time. Paying my way through college wasn't cheap. Usually a negative nod or "you're doing it wrong" was the most common response. Today people have access to cell phones to record themselves immediately, see what they are doing, especially when it comes to technical movements. Now, with cell phones, you're able to take videos of yourself and review what you've learned and what you're doing. In my classes, I even use it with this higher quality microphone so students can hear what they are doing musically. So much has changed for the better so fast. I remember when I was younger, we would spend $50 US on video cassettes of capoeira and watch it over and over just to pick up one move. Does anybody else remember the Panther production videos? We felt so grateful to be able to learn just one thing out of every video. Today, I feel because everything is on the internet, that people are starting to take too much in at one time and not valuing it. And sometimes forgetting something very important. It takes time to learn. It takes time to internalize the information. Remember, capoeira has many aspects. So don't be afraid to spend time checking your quality as well as asking your master to check. In the end, there are good and bad sides to a lot of information. Like I said, when I started capoeira, we didn't have so much instant video playback. We really focused on self-examining and self-checking. So we really had to be able to develop the skill of analyzing ourselves and others. Seems that people are able to get too much information and at the end of the day, not able to understand the information, such as capoeira movements and techniques. Sometimes I wonder if we don't lose a lot of quality and insight into how we are doing things. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. It's an old expression, something I remember from my days starting. So now I think, how do I help students with this overflow of information? To be honest, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think as a master, we use technology to help us teach and to help others understand the nuances of what they are seeing. I constantly ask those around me when they show me something from the internet, simple questions such as, how would you use that in the roda? How are the body mechanics of the movement being used to do it? What could you connect it with when you're training to use it? Engaging and questioning is the most important in using third-hand information. Then I remind them that I'm always happy to help them analyze it and be there for them to help put it into context, whether it's a movement, song, rhythm, or part of capoeira culture. I also remind them that in the end, we all need to learn by trial and error, that I can only give my opinion and that's all. I'm always happy to grow together. This isn't to say that capoeira practitioners today aren't as good back in the day. Actually, to be honest, I think the quality of capoeira movement is way beyond than anything I could ever imagine. But like I tell students, if you haven't done it in the roda, then it's not capoeira yet. You have to use what you learn in the roda. You can put your favorite sequencia on the internet, but until you use it in the roda several times, then it's still a work in progress. Once you use it in the roda, it's yours. To become competent in the movement, use it in the roda at least twice. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but you'd be surprised how people learn a new movement and never use it in capoeira game. To be honest, I think the internet is the only adding to the growth of capoeira. I myself use it a lot to help my students see what they're doing and improve on their goals. I recommend that all practitioners of any art or any skill use modern technology to be able to critique and improve on their own abilities. But don't forget to ask your instructor. My favorite thing to do is videotape my teaching so I can always critique and improve. Hope you like this video. Ashe, Mestre Sukure.